Hey guys, welcome to Zeno. My name is Michael, and today I'm going to make a tutorial video to walk you through our Conversation Flows feature. In this tutorial, I'm going to tie several Zeno features together to automate the way you answer a customer's question, making way for a seamless flow of conversation with your contacts. So what exactly is a conversation flow? Through our Conversation Flows feature, you can offer your contacts a custom conversational experience by creating automated conversation flows. You can customize the way your messages are sent and how actions are triggered. For this tutorial, I'm going to show you a simple use case scenario, one that could be of great help to customer-facing organizations like yours. So with this flow, what will happen is that you let them type their question, and based on keywords from their question, the Zenobot will automatically search knowledge-based posts that could help them. That way, if they find the answer to their question, then there's no need to call a member of your team to answer. Provided that you create a detailed and rich knowledge base, you can reduce your team customer solicitation by over 30%. That's right, your contacts will be satisfied with having a quick response, and you will save time and increase productivity. It's definitely a win-win situation. Now, how does it work? Click on the Conversation Flows feature on your left-hand side menu, and here you can read a little intro of this special tool. To get started, first, you have to build your flow. Second, review and translate text. And third, select your flow triggers. For the first step, which is to build a flow, you have the option of importing a predefined flow or creating your own. To make life easier for you, we've already created some examples that you can readily use. But for this tutorial, let's create a new flow from scratch. Let's begin. So first, click on Create a Flow. Here it shows a start step. The start step signifies the start of the conversation, meaning when someone visits your website or your mobile app, a welcome message is shown by default. Once they've clicked on this message, or if they've opened the chat box, the conversation flow will then start, immediately applying your flow steps afterwards. The next step would then be to identify what you want your bot to do after it shows the welcome message. On the Flow Builder, you have access to 3 buttons at the bottom of the page that you can click anytime to either A, show the entire flow, basically just zooming out so you can see the entire flow on your screen, B, auto-arrange the flow steps, and C, save or test the flow. So what happens when a conversation has been initialized? You can define the subsequent steps by clicking the plus sign. There are 3 types of steps available: displayed steps, hidden steps, and stop steps. Displayed steps are messages and actions that are shown to the contact. In the Flow Builder, these are shown in green. Hidden steps are steps that are invisible to your contacts. They're basically instructions that you give to your bot behind the scenes. These are shown in blue. The last type is the stop steps. They're required to let your bot know when to stop or close a flow. Let's say that you want your Zenobot to ask contacts some qualification questions after the welcome message. What you need to do is to click on the displayed steps. Choose multiple qualification questions, and then it will automatically show all the qualification questions that you've already set up beforehand in Zeno. Also, please note that if you make a mistake, you always have the option to edit or to delete a step. After your contact answered the qualification questions, you can then ask them to select the topic that they want to chat about. So here you need to click on Select a Topic, type the message you want to display, and it will automatically show all the topics you have set beforehand in Zeno. After the contact chooses their topic, let's say you would like to show a message to ask what the request is about. So here you add another displayed step, a message, and then type the specific text you would want to send. Now that you've asked the contact to type in their question, you then need to add another step which can analyze it, basically extracting keywords and suggesting results from your knowledge base. The contact can then check any post from the results. Please note that in this step, contacts can go back and forth to search as many keywords and posts as they want. The step won't move forward until they click on the button which says Stop Searching. Then, let's say you want to know if the contact has found the answer they were looking for. So you now add a message with multiple choice answers. So your contact can choose an answer. You then need to add buttons that they can click. Here, you can add either a standard button or a link button that goes to a different page. For this tutorial, the standard button is the appropriate option, so I'm choosing that here. Type the text I want to go with it. So for the first button, I type yes, and then add a second button for no. Now, this is where it gets more exciting, as you can now set different actions depending on the contact's answer. Let's say the contact says yes, so there's really no need to talk to someone from the team. But hey, you would still want to thank them for their time, right? So here you can send a thank you message. Thank you for contacting us, have a good day. And then you can finally close the conversation. Now, what if the contact says no? Here you can send your contact a message just before going to the next step. You can make your bot say, "Hold on, I'm looking for a member of our team to help you." Then you can add a hidden step and ask the bot to request human assistance. All members assigned to the previously selected topic will now be notified to say that a contact wants to chat with them. After which, you can now end the conversation flow and do business as usual until the resolution of the original request. Click on Save. It would be advisable to click it every now and then you can finally test your flow. When you click on Test Flow, it shows you exactly how your flow looks like on your chat box. At any point during the flow building, you can always save and test it so you know exactly what it looks like. This would be advisable too, so you can catch errors in your flow early on and be able to correct it quite easily. Pretty cool, huh? Now that you have finished creating a new flow, you can now see it under the available flow list. If you wish, you can duplicate it, rename it, or delete it. It's completely up to you. You can then go to the next part, which is to check the texts and translations. Here you can manually type the translations for all available text so you can ensure correct wording in your desired language. Bear in mind that you can build your flow with text in any language. Yes, you heard that right. Zeno is so powerful that it supports over 50 languages. So wherever you are in the world and whatever language you speak, you have the opportunity to create custom conversational experiences. Communicate in your own language, and have the contacts receive the response to their questions in their own language. This is what makes Zeno so unique and powerful, you guys, so don't hesitate to try it. Once that's finished, you can finally define the flow triggers. Flow triggers are events which automatically prompt the start of a flow. Currently, there are 3 default flow triggers. A. When a conversation starts. B. When the initial message from the contact has not been answered after 120 seconds. And C. When the contact has not received an answer after 180 seconds while in the middle of a conversation. You can also add other flow triggers based on your needs. Everything Zeno is basically customizable, so that applies to our conversation flows as well. That's about it for this tutorial. I hope you guys liked it. This flow is very simple, but it gives you an idea of the potential of our conversation flows feature. Feel free to explore all the different steps available and see how powerful the flows can get. Imagine what else you can do with this feature to make your work easier while better serving your leads and customers. The possibilities are endless. Oh, and should you need help making more complex flows, we're always here to help. Our experts are available to discuss your use case scenario and build you the flow of your dreams. Please let us know your comments by chatting with us on our website. We work hard in making Zeno a state-of-the-art product, so we appreciate any feedback you may have. So what are you waiting for? Now it's your turn to make your own conversation flow. Till next time.